What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. Today we're talking about every movie I've watched in July. There's 4 new releases on this list. Ignore the background. This clearly isn't my house. I'm watching a buddy's dogs for him, so I'm not in my place. I have a whole mobile setup here. Like I mentioned last month, Pink Panther is actually in June. I logged it the next day. It was the last thing I watched in June, so we are actually starting here with The Parent Trap 1996. So Parent Trap, I've seen this a million fucking times. My grandma and my little sister are obsessed with this movie, so all growing up I used to have to watch it with them all the time. And in fact, we'd watch the double feature where we'd watch the first one and then we'd watch the second one with them as adults. And to be honest, I mean, it's okay. It's a fun movie. It's whatever. It's really fucking long. At least to me, it feels long while watching. I don't even know how long it actually is. But also, a crazy thing I learned while watching this movie that got me a little excited, I gotta be honest, is that there's 4 movies of these. Did you know they made 4 Parent Traps back in the day? That's crazy to me. Yeah, I want to watch them though. It's the same chick too. Growing up too, I thought that this was twins. It blew my mind recently learning that this is one fucking girl. I really thought it was like twin sisters, and I was like, why aren't they more popular? Why aren't they like a big deal? But Lindsay Lohan, she couldn't trick me, but this girl, she got me. But yeah, that's the first one on the list. Like I said, nothing special, but Parent Trap's a fun one. I probably won't watch it again for a long time, but that's fun. Next, we got Spree with Joe Keery. This is one of my favorite horror movies, at least in the recent years. If you don't know what Spree is, it's a horror movie starring Joe Keery where he is like an Uber driver. It's called Spree Driver in this. And he is trying to become an influencer, and like his big idea to do that is like, what if I killed people and live streamed it? It's just like a whole journey of him doing that. And there's some cameos. His dad's David Arquette in the movie, which is very fun. It's a really good time. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but that's a really good movie. That's really high up there for me. If you like Joe Keery and you like horror movies, I highly recommend this. Good Morning Vietnam! This one I'm not really going to get too much into. This is a fun one. I watched this for the podcast with Hess. If you want to see me talk about that, you can go click over to that podcast. It's a good movie. It's obviously starring Robin Williams. He's a radio host in Vietnam. Whoa, all these fucking ads. Why did all these ads pop up all of a sudden? Jesus, do you think Hulu wants me to watch some animation? Holy fuck. But yeah, Good Morning Vietnam, I highly recommend that one as well. If you haven't seen Good Morning Vietnam, if you haven't seen that and you call yourself a Robin Williams fan, you really got to check that out. That's a great movie. It might make you cry, but it's a great movie. Funny Face from 1957. This was the first time watching. My sister picked it out. As I wrote down here, the use of color and lighting and sets in this was very, very fun. It's an Audrey Hepburn movie with, who else is it? Audrey Hepburn and Fred Astaire. This was another first time watch for me, but I loved it. I thought it was very, very, very fun. I mean, like, the story and everything is kind of like whatever, but the sets and the colors and the music and just the vibes of everything in it, it's just very fun. If you're into old movies and like Wizard of Oz and just like really good sets and colors and shit in movies, I think you'll like it as well. Plus, it's got Audrey Hepburn, Fred Astaire. It was fun. My sister wasn't sure if I'd like it or not, but I had a fun time watching it. Dun 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 dun. Superman. Oh, we got James Gunn's Superman. I fucking loved this movie. I already knew I was going into this. I am a huge Superman fan. I got into Superman by reading the Superman Rebirth comics. Just seeing him be a family man and just all that really intrigued me. I really, really liked that storyline. And then I love Superman and Lois with Tyler Hoechlin. He's my Superman. Fucking love him in that. I think that's one of the best versions of Superman we've gotten on screen. All that being said, I was already super excited for James Gunn's Superman, and I think he fucking knocked it out of the park. David Cornsweet, in interviews with him, he just seems like the sweetest guy, and I just feel like you would instantly be friends with him. But him as Superman, he's a great Superman. Rachel Brosnahan's a great Lois Lane. I feel like Lois, like in the old movies, in the Christopher Reeve Superman movies, I wasn't a big fan of her Lois Lane. So every once in a while, I feel like Lois Lane's kind of hit or miss for me. Superman and Lois, I really enjoy her. This Superman movie, I really enjoy her. Yeah, I don't know, just the structure of the movie. Lex Luthor was fucking awesome. Nicholas Hoult did a really good job as that. The look of it, it's just really fun. I love that we're getting, like, it just felt like a comic book come to life. I'm excited to see more in this universe from James Gunn. And yeah, that got me really excited. That was that was my favorite movie of the year so far, I think. Actually, let me double check that. Let me see what is my best movie of the year so far. I think it is Superman. I have them all ranked here on Letterboxd. Yeah, my top 2. I won't spoil my third one. My top two is Superman and Warfare this year. I love it. I can't wait to see what else James Gunn does. Oh, I also want to mention Mr. Terrific. Awesome character. I loved him in Arrow. It's so funny to me. I feel like no one's mentioned that this character was on Arrow before for a couple seasons. The character was really cool on there. It didn't really reach his potential. This was a great version of the character. I really dug this version. Yeah, and I just can't wait to see where this universe leads. We got Peacemaker coming here soon. I got a feeling there is a Superman cameo in that towards the end. Yeah, I just can't wait. I'm so excited to have great DC movies again because we went through such a stinker period where there was like good movie, bad, good movie, good. You know, it's just like, what a bummer. But yeah, fucking Superman rocked. I loved that movie. Oh, and also what I heard, Jimmy Olsen was a great part of the movie. I loved Jimmy Olsen and the storyline with him and his girlfriend, and he called her Weird Toes, and it was just fun. I had such a great time in the theater with this. Next, we got Hot Chick. This is another one that I'll be brief about. This is a comedy with Rob Schneider. This is basically Parent Trap, but with Rob Schneider and and Rachel McAdams. This movie I watched 1,010,000 times growing up. So it's just, after watching Parent Trap, we were all in the vibes to watch this at my house, so we had to. Plus, I mean, Rachel McAdams and fucking Rob Schneider and Anna Faris. I mean, come on. Also, I do just gotta mention, one of my favorite bits from that movie is like, it's a repeated skit that they do where like someone's telling a story and you hear like like drums playing to like, and it intensifies as they're telling the story. And then some lady yells at Adam Sandler for playing the drums. He's like adding to the story. That's one of my favorite skits they do in that. That gets me every time. Next, we have The Meg. I watched this with my grandma because she was having a big Shark Week kick, watching Jaws and a whole bunch of shit. So me and my sister came over. We ate pizza with her, watched The Meg. It was a gay old time. We had so much fun. Yoga Hosers. Oh my God. I rewatched this for myself. So if anyone doesn't know what Yoga Hosers is, Kevin Smith made a movie called Tusk way back in the day. And in that movie, there's a gas station that the two Colleens work at. It's his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter that are in there. And he had so much fun making that scene that he spun them off into their own movie where they fight Nazi bratwursts. Sounds like a real goofy idea. It's a Kevin Smith movie. And I saw this in the theaters back in 2016 when it came out, and I thought it was all right. I thought I had fun with it. It was cool, whatever. I rewatched it, and oh my God, there's parts that this is almost like a really fun movie. Harley Quinn Smith and Lily Rose Depp, they're good actresses now. They're really good now. I've seen them in much better things now. But in this, holy beans, sometimes it is very cringy. That was literally my second time ever watching it. Was it was like a week or two when I watched this, and oh my God, I wanted to turn it off so fast, but I made myself finish it because I was like, you can't turn this off. And there's a lot I like Ralph Garman's fucking hilarious. Kevin Smith as the Nazi bratwursts, hilarious. Tyler Posey and Austin Butler are really fun. There's a lot of good bits in this that I do like, but then you cut back to them and the two Colleens, and you're like, what the fuck are we doing here? A lot of these I say I recommend. This one, I'd watch all of Kevin Smith's other movies and then get to this one. And that's coming from a big Kevin Smith fan. I'm even fucking wearing a hat. The Doctor Who movie from 1996. If you want to see me talk more about this, I did a whole video of me reacting to this entire movie. So you can literally watch me watch this if you want. This is great. More people need to know about this movie. This is such a fun movie. You got Eric Roberts as the Master, Paul McGann as the Doctor. It's in America. It's so weird, but it's one of my favorites. I enjoy this one so much. It's also such a 90s movie. There's so many 90s tropes in this that are fucking hilarious. But yeah, if you're a Doctor Who fan and you haven't seen the 1996 movie, I recommend getting a VPN, buying it, whatever you can do, and go watch that movie. Sinners. We talked about that last time. I'm not going to really mention it again. It's a great movie. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it so much more the second time. But yeah, we talked about that last month. The Thing, as I wrote down here, I showed my nephew this, and 5 minutes in, he goes, why don't they just burn everything down and kill everybody? Which I found fucking hilarious that he thought that. He is, how old is he? I believe he's 11, and this was a first-time watch for him. Lately, he's been coming over to our house, and we'll show him a fun horror movie or whatever he picks out. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. He surprisingly really gets into them. Me and him are the only one that actually made it to the end. The other two people that we watched this with, they fell asleep, but he loved it. He had a really good time. The practical effects, I actually got to see his reaction to him, being grossed out, but then, intrigued and want to keep watching. It was cool. It's fun to be able to be that person now and show my nephew horror movies. It was really cool. But yeah, if you haven't seen The Thing, fucking go watch it. That is an amazing horror movie. One of the best. I mean, you got Kurt Russell and Keith David. How could you go wrong? Ooh, okay, we're down to another new release. I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 2025 reboot or requel, I guess. Everyone and their mom, before this movie actually came out, like a few days before, was like, this movie's amazing. It's one of the best requels ever, blah, 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 blah. It was getting high praise. And then it came out, and people were like, what the fuck were they talking about? What did you see? It's a bad movie, but it's also very entertaining at the same time. It has a really good cast. I'm very mixed on this. There was some things that I really dug in this, I liked it was very, very, very like new Scream, how they portrayed like the fish hook killer. But I liked his fucking spear gun he used. There's a lot of cool things with the killer that I dug, but like story wise, stupid as fuck. I don't want to get into spoilers. It's still kind of semi-new here. Yeah, not the best. This is another one that I'd recommend a couple other movies before you go see this one. If you're a big I Know You Did Last Summer fan, then maybe go see this one right away, but you probably already have. But yeah, I wasn't a fan. And that's even coming from the guy I Still Know What You Did Last Summer solely because of the killer reveal. It kills me, his name being Will Benson, and he's Will Ben's son. I mean, you gotta hand it off for that type of writing. That's fucking phenomenal. I love that shit. That being said, the new one's stupid. I'm totally gonna see the sequel to that when it comes out, 100%. There's no way in hell I'm missing a sequel to this. You kidding? Oh my god, I'm sick of these fucking Hulu ads. They're everywhere. All right, next we got Rabid Grannies from 1988. So I've mentioned it before in here. Me and my sister, we love to do this thing where we make a spin wheel online. We put a whole bunch of movies on it and we just spin it and we see what we're gonna watch, and whatever it lands on 3 times, that's the winner and that's what we watch. Another version of that, what we do is we'll pick movie genres, and whatever wins from that, then we do an entire wheel of just movies from those genres. And what ended up winning was rip-offs of movies. So this was like an Evil Dead rip-off with grannies instead. And oh boy, was this movie fucking weird. It kicks off very fast, too. Within like the opening, 10, 15 minutes. Special effects of the granny's head opening. They get infected by, I think it's this food, or maybe it's like a gas that comes in. Something happens, and it only affects the grannies, and they fucking go ballistic, and they're trying to eat people. It's very, very Evil Dead looking, like Evil Dead 1 and 2-ish. Very fun movie. It's very stupid. It's dumb in part. It's going to be one of those bad movies, so bad you like it, but also like the practical effects and the other things is what sells it. Yeah, I just had fun with it. Plus, it's called Rabid Grannies. How do you turn that down? I'd watch Rabid Grannies 2 if that was available. Actually, I did see that there was some bad shit, like no one got paid for this movie and a whole bunch of legal things. They were going to make a sequel and they ended up not because of that, so it's a whole mess. But yeah, Rabid Grannies is pretty fun. I mean, look at that. Look at that right there. How do you not want to watch that? Like that shit, her mouth opens up and shit, and like she eats a girl, like a full-grown woman, like right in the beginning of the movie. All right, we only got 3 left. Next, I got Puppet Master. This was a first-time watch for me. I've never seen any of the Puppet Master movies, and I gotta be honest, I was very let down. I thought they were pretty boring. Maybe the other ones get better, but other than the puppets, and like, I think other than like the puppets and the score and like some of the other shit, I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of it. My sister fell asleep while we were watching it together. I wanted to. It was just, I was bored. I didn't think it was that great, to be honest. But look at that puppet. Like, a lot of the puppets were built very good. Gave it like big Chucky vibes a lot of the times in the movie, but I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. All right, we got a controversial movie next. Happy Gilmore 2, the sequel to one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid. Growing up, all I did was dress up like Adam Sandler and fucking hit golf balls. That was me to a T. I'd go to my grandma's house who would watch me, and she'd go, "Did you bring that golf movie with that funny guy again?" And we would just watch it all the time. When it was coming to ABC, I believe it was ABC, to like be on TV, it was like a whole special thing. They edited the out, like when he's fighting with Bob Barker, they instead of him saying "the price is wrong, bitch," he says "the price is wrong, Bobby."
The price is wrong, Bobby.
And that excited me because I was like, what? I don't know why, just that being like an alternate take, or like I couldn't comprehend that it was just 80 yard over. So I was like, oh, is this going to be there's going to be other scenes in there that they had to replace lines with, and I was so excited. And then when I finally watched it on ABC, my dad couldn't stop laughing at me because I was so fucking pissed because all they did was censor out the bad words. They didn't actually put in the dubbed lines that they put in the trailer. And that pissed me off as a little kid. So that's what I always think about with Happy Gilmore now. But Happy Gilmore 2, it is a piece of shit. I'm just gonna say it. It's a piece of shit, but it is an enjoyable piece of shit, I think. I think some people had way too big expectations for what Happy Gilmore 2 is going to be, and I think they also kind of forgot about the story of Happy Gilmore. Like, some people think, like, the death in the beginning, I'm not going to say what, I'm not going to go into, like, deep spoilers, but there's a death in the beginning of this movie, and it is very similar to some other things that happened in the first movie, which I know that's, like, almost every gag in this is, like, a reminder of the first movie, which that's one of my biggest complaints in this. I think this movie needed, like, one more round of editing and one more round of writing. Too many, like, flashbacks to the original movie. I liked the Happy Place flashback. That was a fun one. But every time they did, like, a gag, and then they would show a flashback of the gag in the first movie, and then you see the gag happen in this movie, that happened way too many times. It was like they didn't think we saw the first movie, but you have them both on the same streaming service. So, like, it was stupid. That was very dumb about it. But overall, the movie, it was pretty much what I expected. I'm a little disappointed. The director was Kyle Newchek. I had some high hopes from him. I love him from Workaholics and What We Do in the Shadows and just all his other shit. So I was a little disappointed that it didn't feel like it had like his touch to it. It didn't feel like his, like, I honestly wouldn't have even known he was involved with this if I didn't, like, see pictures and videos of him on set. But yeah, disappointing, but not surprising. You know what I mean? I had fun time with it. If I'm very surprised that this is actually controversial because it was exactly what I expected. So I'm just surprised that other people expected more, but also, like, that's not your fault you expected more. You thought this would be a fun comedy and you were disappointed. So everyone's entitled to their opinion. I thought it was a decent. I thought it was a Netflix comedy. You know, it was really fun to see the characters again. I really did like his flask gag. He had, like, open up his golf club and drink out of it, or open up a cucumber and drink out of it. That gag did get me a couple times. I like that. Coming up on our final movie of the month, The Fantastic Four: First Steps. Directed by Matt Shakman. This is our fourth attempt at a Fantastic Four movie, and I think we nailed it. I think we fucking nailed the Fantastic Four. So many people going into this thought Pedro Pascal was gonna be wrong. They thought it was going to be weird, they're on a different Earth, blah, 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 just all these things. I think that all worked so well in this movie. I think it worked so well, honestly, that I almost don't want them to go over to the MCU just because I'm afraid of what, like, the sequel's going to be of this. Like, are they going to go back to this world after the reset of the MCU after Secret Wars? Or, like, that shit, I was like, oh, I hate that I'm already thinking about that because I just want to enjoy this. But I think that was such a big bonus in this movie, is just, like, watching this movie unfold up until the very end. I don't want to spoil what happens. Something happens and you go, well, I saw that person's chair, so I think things are going to be okay. Other than the one moment like that, I was, you don't there's, like, almost nothing to expect in this because you don't, like, it doesn't have to tie into Spider-Man. It doesn't have to tie into Doomsday. Yes, there will be an end credit scene that ties into it, but, like, that's not part of the movie, you know? The retro futuristic vibe of this was so cool. I liked that it was the same set designer from Loki. You could really tell that. Yeah, it was just fun. It was so good to just see, like, a different Marvel movie that didn't feel like the 7 other ones you previously watched. It had its own style. The cast was Vanessa Kirby is such a great Sue Storm. The only disappointment I think in this was with The Thing. He didn't get to do a lot, but what he did get to do was really cool. I liked Natasha Lyonne as, like, his girlfriend. That was kind of neat, or, like, almost his girlfriend. Yeah, I just had such a fun time with this. You could definitely tell that this was very edited down too. I'd love to see an extended version, but I saw we won't get that, which makes sense. Okay, and let's talk about the end credit scene a little bit here. Kind of spoilers, but we all expected this. You get a little tease to Robert Downey Jr. Doom at the end. He's talking to the baby. Vanessa Kirby walks in, sees him there with Richard, and is like, "What's happening?" Supposedly that was Robert Downey Jr. there as well, which is cool. I got a feeling that is a scene from Doomsday, just like Thunderbolts had a scene from Doomsday as the end credit scene. And, like, when we watch the movie, the camera will turn around and you'll actually see that is Robert Downey Jr. from that scene, which will be cool. I thought Matt Shakman killed it with Fantastic Four. I can't wait to see them now in Doomsday. I really can't wait to see their actual sequel to this as well. Yeah, I had a great time with Fantastic Four. Comparing it to, like, another superhero movie from this same month, I like Superman just a little bit more, but it's because I just have such a bigger connection to the Superman character. The only really nostalgic and, like, connection I have to Fantastic Four is I love Michael Chiklis as the Thing, but other than that, I didn't religiously watch the other Fantastic Four movies. I watch them every now and then because of Michael Chiklis. I'm a big Shield guy. Yeah, that's really all I can think of for this one. If you're one of the 2 people that haven't seen Fantastic Four yet, I highly recommend getting out there and watching it, especially in theaters. I think this looks amazing in theaters if you can see it in IMAX. The space scene when they go see Galactus looks incredible. Special Silver Surfer riding in the lava too. You want to see that in a theater. All right, and that is all 16 movies I watched in July. Comment down below what you watched in July. Unless it was like 100 movies, then you don't have to do that. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, let me know what you thought about any of the movies I watched. Let me know if you like these types of videos. One last thing, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me do in these types of videos to make these better. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next month. Peace out, Girl Scouts.